Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Good to hear. Blessed.
Okay.
So
So it looks like we have bans: Rob banning Rise, Tanner banning Quinn, Rob banning LeBlanc, Tanner banning Mord.
which makes sense with Ben playing Morda so often recently.
Yeah. Rob banning LeBlanc, Tanner banning Mord.
Which makes sense with Ben. Are you still playing through your computer speakers or?
Yeah, they can pick up everything.
Okay.
My headset destroyed itself recently, kind of. It's unreliable, but I have the audio going. I just checked it, and the audio is on the Twitch stream, so
Mediocre.
it can hear you. It can hear me.
Mediocre.
And that's TF and Nami bans to finish it off. So that's Tanner banning Quinn, Mord, Nami against Rob's team, and Rob banning
Yeah.
Rise, LeBlanc, TF against Tanner's.
Which makes sense with Mr. Young Wookie killing it with the Nami.
Yep.
And Udyr with the big plays jungle. So we got Nocturne and a Morgana on Tanner's team.
Maybe. There seems to be some confusion.
Which is very confusing given the
Okay, so Udyr confirmed. Tanner, Knock Morg not confirmed. It's not Knock. More Kindred.
Not Knock.
It's not Knock, it's Kindred.
More Kindred, okay.
We
Ballsy play.
We need more Kindred.
I like the idea that they're not only getting into their opponents' heads, but the casters' heads as well.
Yep.
This is a very potent mix.
Tanner's one step ahead of everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I used to play for his team. I know he likes to switch it up. And, yeah, what a good captain.
Yep. I don't know much about playing on Rob's team.
We both used to play with Tanner, didn't we? Oh,
but we also used to play with Rob.
No, we didn't. I like to ignore that for my memory.
Fair. Charlie Summers coming in like father, like son, spelling words backwards. Babor. That's his Smurf account. Babor.
I thought it was Ron Panka, but yeah, hey, who might say? So we got more Kindred. Are those the only two picks so far?
More Kindred for
And
Tanner's
Udyr.
team, and then Udyr for Rob.
Okay.
And then remembering who the team is, it's Rob, Brian, Eddie, Charlie, Ben against Craig, Tanner, Alex Meyer, Tim, and who is Danglezone?
I'm not positive. However, I'm willing to bet that we have a Ben, Udyr, Poopy and Fiddle. I'd be willing to give Mr. King Arthur Fiddle, perhaps.
Maybe. I don't... Charlie played mid in the Scrub League, but he likely won't take... Rob will obviously take mid over him. Folks.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, that's about to play.
It's Segoff.
Segoff. Yes, of course Segoff. How could I forget Segoff? I apologize if you're picking up ambient conversation in my room while I'm casting.
It'll be interesting to see some of Fogs and Charlie were both mid lane players in the Scrub League.
Mm-hmm.
Captains, in fact. But now that they're in the main division, it's unlikely they'll get those lanes. Fogarty might seeing there, but it's kind of put it into a weird spot because Tanner Main's AD carry or jungle, but then they have Alex Meyer who plays AD carry and Tim who plays jungle.
I know that Brian Adam Sumner generally plays ADC. I haven't seen him venture too far from that. So Rob being a mid ADC and on a rare occasion Zillion jungle. We got a Lulu pick
Lulu Trist.
And a Trist pick from Tanner's team.
Tanner's picking Trist for Alex Meyer. That's almost confirmed. And so we'll see him as AD carry, which means Tanner will likely jungle. Probably Tim. Did they pick Morgana? They did. Tim does like to play Kindred in the jungle. But I think we'll likely see Tristana Morgana bot from that team. Alex Meyer is Tristana. I see. I would put Tim as Morgana, but I also would put Tim as Kindred. Sivir Malzahar.
Sivir Malzahar. Rob hates Malzahar. However, I played against Charlie playing Malzahar once, so potentially Charlie's picking that mid.
Sure, and giving
it might be that Rob's going ADC.
They might be doing the Flavin strat of Captain goes jungle to coordinate things with the team, and the team just lanes.
Very possible. So right now I'm going to be taking notes myself about who's playing what, just so we can hopefully get a better understanding of what's going on with these picks. Maokai, which is most likely going to Craig, played a pretty good Maokai last season. Call it the season.
Last season, yes.
Yeah.
Back in the original PKS LCS, he played a good Maokai for Wind Tunnel.
I got to pair up against him a couple times. It'll be interesting if Rob's team. No. Tanner got the Lulu, right? So he's not going to have a Lulu top, which means Poppy top. Interesting. So I guess I've never seen Adam Sumner, Brian Collins playing top lane. This should be a pretty interesting experience for him.
Yeah, Charlie did get the mid with Rob going AD carry, so just a really flip here. Eddie on Fiddlestick support. That'll be a kill lane for sure. On the other team, Tanner going mid Lulu, I guess.
Yeah, mid Lulu. I mean, that's pretty dominant though.
Yeah, no, mid Lulu's fine.
Can do a lot of damage and throw it out. I'm interested to see how this bot lane goes because I know Rob can really output DPS on Sivir. I'm not sure I've seen Eddie play Fiddlestick support, so it'll be interesting to see how that new Fiddlesticks update can hold against a Tristana Morg.
Right. Ben Uder in the jungle.
That's gonna be pretty strong, I imagine.
Yeah, Uder but it's a lot of Ben's strength comes from his lane bullying, and a lot of it is just his ability to CS creeps, which their team doesn't get that advantage because the jungle is guaranteed all the CS.
I think, however, if you're thinking about optimizing players, I think putting Ben in the jungle rather than Rob or
Brian.
Adam Sumner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will be a...
I think the summer season... Go ahead.
It'll be a much more potent combo. Because I know I've seen Brian at least fiddle around on top.
No, Eddie's fiddle.
Versus... yes, I see. My mistake.
Yeah,
I'm leaving the stream now.
I think it's going to be an interesting summer season just because the scrub team players are playing on in the teams now, and you kind of have this, you can shaft your scrub team players to support, but that doesn't really help your team out. So you can have the better players rotate to a role that's not their main to make sure your scrub player shines. Like Rob here giving Charlie the mid lane because Charlie will do better mid or Rob will do better shifting into a lane that's not his primary than Charlie would.
Yeah, and I've seen Rob practicing his ADC pretty heavily. I'm interested to see how Brian fares against someone like who mains top like Craig in his Maokai.
Yeah.
I know that's a pretty dominant lane. However, if Brian can really max out Poppy's efficiency, which is basically just knocking people around into walls, he can output some good damage and get Craig backing up.
For sure. I'm
If
interested
he
to
plays
see
aggressively.
I'm interested to see Alex Meyer, just because he was cleaning up the bot lane in the Scrub League. So I'd like to see him, see how well he does in the the real leagues.
Yeah. And, I'm a fanboy of Lulu, so I'm excited to see Tanner Banana really take that Lulu mid and see what he can do with that.
Charlie's... You go.
Sorry.
No, go.
Obviously, Malzahar is a strong champion now with the update.
Currently listed as the God tier pick mid and jungle.
Oh, all right. So we got big plays going mid, I imagine. And we'll see how the bot and top go.
Yeah, one thing to note about top, Poppy
We
can't
got a new caster.
Yeah, Poppy can't stop Maokai's dash in.
His twisted advance.
Yeah.
Interesting. So her shield will not block that.
Not the shield, the W, the aura.
The you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
I see. Yes, the good old gingerbread man of defense. It's
not to confuse with Sivir's ult, which is also the gingerbread man.
Yeah, but a very different recipe for those two making. Yeah.
Very different gingerbread men. One's your traditional you can't catch me, I'm running away gingerbread man, whereas the other one is like you can't get to the gingerbread man.
Now, I'd like to talk about some skins choices here, because we see a Dark Candy Fiddlesticks and a Primal Udyr coming up against a Pool Party Lulu and Goalkeeper Maokai. I'll be honest, I'm partial for goalkeepers as well as Pool Party Lulus, so I'm going to give it to Red Team here, just on skin choices. However, that Dark Candy Fiddlesticks, big fan of Tim Burton, so definitely going to be a powerful contender in lane. What do you guys think?
But Sivir's spectacular.
That is a spectacular Sivir skin. You are correct.
Sivir's freaking naked. I can't believe that Sivir skin exists and Graves can't have his cigar.
Well,
yes. Why
to be fair,
not have a cigar?
The shame is that spectacular Sivir used to be, as far as Rob has described it to me, essentially Wonder Woman in League, and it's a shame that now it's what we see today.
Wonder Bra in League.
Yeah, much more accurate.
I think the really interesting skin choice is Ben playing Primal Udyr, because I know for a fact Ben owns Spirit Guard Udyr.
Yeah, so he's not going with the ultimate skin. He wants to tone it down, or maybe give a illusion.
Ben doing a very, very un-Ben thing here, playing Phoenix Udyr. Ben is an outspoken person on why Tiger is better than Phoenix, because you hit people rather than
light him up.
Yep.
Yeah. Perhaps he's trying a new thing just to test it out this first game of this new season. Get an idea of what's going on.
Tim doing the threatening pick there. Are you at 37 seconds, by the way?
Yep. I am at 39, 40, 41, 42.
Okay, perfect.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I'm going to do the traditional thing we do when we're skullcasting and just let the camera handle itself.
Absolutely. I believe Rishi and I will be kind of floating around, seeing what's going on. So we got a lot of pings coming out of Red Team. Excellent. Have you guys watched, have you seen Tim play that Kindred often, or?
I have, yeah. Tim's been playing a fair amount of Kindred. It's a pretty threatening, I just can't stand Kindred to begin with. His ulti really can make or break team fights. And Tim is strong in the jungle. He knows where he's going. And,
okay. That's good to hear for Red Team, then. And obviously, we all know Ben is a powerful force on the...
on Udyr. Yeah, but it is...
Yeah.
a lot of that strength is his laning, the lane bullying and the strong CS. So we'll see how it stacks up with him in the jungle. Obviously, Ben knows what he's doing, but it's not his preferred place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do that thing that people like me to do, which is
Oh yeah.
arrange the things at the bottom correctly.
Yes, the important things.
I don't know if I'm putting in the order that people want me to, but this is the order I put them in. With top jungle, mid support bot.
You're not going top mid support ADC bot.
You said ADC and bot.
Yeah. I mean, they're together as long as that matters.
Yeah, I put jungle between top and mid because that's what feels reasonable to me.
Hey, you know, to each their own. Let the audience decide, see the comments, and move from there.
Kindred stack was just stopped there by bot lane and Udyr.
Ben being very map aware. Tanner taking advantage of Malzahar's passive by just poking to burn the shield down rather than actually blowing spells into it.
Oh, lots of damage coming out of Lulu.
Yep, that Thunderlord's on Lulu really packing a punch. Yeah, Alex Meyer, you can see here he's struggling a little bit against Rob. Rob's 17 CS to Alex's 10 as he just shoves the lane in.
Yeah,
It's
that can be Sivir all game.
Right. The Rob and Eddie bot lane against Fogarty and Alex Meyer, you can just really see that lane is probably going to snowball in the experienced player's favor.
Absolutely, and I imagine even with the Kindred gank potentially coming, you just have a Fiddlesticks fear, I suppose, that kind of incapacitates Kindred, gives Sivir a little time to whack on her. And
I think what's really going to matter, I think bot is going to go to blue team, mid is going to go to red team, and then it's up to the jungles to decide top lane. The jungle's about to square off. Oh, and that's bad news for Tim. He's kitey, but Udyr is fast. And
Udyr's so fast. He can, has the stun, he's going to burn a flash.
Oh, they're going to collapse on Udyr. We have Tanner coming up. Oh, it might just be first blood. Oh,
damage.
flash for first blood.
Back off. Oh, there's the Tanner. There's the Tanner we know with the double kill on Lulu.
Really just well played by Tanner. Map awareness. Seeing Udyr overextend a little bit to try and get that Kindred and just takes advantage of it. I think Lulu's a really good choice into that Malzahar because Mal's passive, which is one of the things that's making him super strong right now, is almost useless against Lulu because she's so pokey.
I think also having a more experienced mid going with Tanner versus Charlie gives him a little bit more map range where he can kind of roam as we saw going up top.
Right. He can do the plays that Rob is notorious for being present in every lane.
Yeah. Especially when we see they're banning.
Ooh, that is a good snare from Fogarty, but they just aren't at a point where they can take advantage of it.
Alex is a little hand-coy to commit.
So aside from the Tanner play earlier, this is a really even top lane. They're just even on CS, just smacking each other back and forth. Another Tanner Tim gank. They will get Eddie here.
Eddie looks like he might potentially get away. Yeah.
Oh, flash and heal to get Eddie out.
So I'd take that as a good trade though, because you're burning those summoners.
Yep.
I mean, putting pressure on the bot where they're pushed up so far.
Right. The bot is really the lane that needs the support here, so that double gank can really pushes them back. Rob backed to get his Infinity Edge, which means likely things will start to snowball even further in Blue's favor. Ben coming in for a gank on Maokai.
Ooh,
Tanner TPing in.
Push him away.
They need to turn on Poppy. Yep.
I don't think they're going to catch her out.
No, yeah, it was a good Poppy ult to just get them off of her. I think it was a little aggressive for Tanner to TP in there.
I mean, he probably could have stood with just walking in.
Right. Craig had a really good twisted advance to get out, and I think if I were 10, I would have just let Craig get out and save my TP.
Hmm.
Alex Myers got to be careful.
Yep.
You could have some.
Ooh! That max range snipe. See, I think with Brian at full mana here, I think he could be really putting more of a hurt on Craig. And that's kind of...
Absolutely.
The thing Brian's notorious for is backing off a little too soon. He plays cautiously, which is never bad, but there's times when he could be, making more of a difference, trading up more, rather than playing as cautiously as he is.
Absolutely. I mean, especially against a top like Craig and Red or Blue's going to take that tower very early at 8 minutes. But Craig is a top laner. You need to be able to put pressure on him. You need to make him stress out and put those plays that put him in a high risk situation. And so far, I haven't seen that from Brian. But
Those minions.
it's going to be interesting seeing bot start to be able to roam, do a little rotation, put a little more pressure on mid. And Rob is misjudging how much damage Lulu can inflict on that poor old Sivir.
If Sivir was wearing some armor, maybe it would help.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ben putting some hurt on Kindred. Ooh,
Ben.
Kindred really risky here. Oh, and Ben is just gonna...
Oh, Ben is going to wait that out.
Boom.
To see this Kindred go bye-bye.
Oh, yep. Ben's doing that traditional suicide survival play where you just sit and pretend you're a bush until they get near and pop.
It's classic. I mean,
It's a classic.
you see bot trying to push this out, trying to get a little damage on that turret, but that's
Oh, Ben coming up. No. Deciding not to make a play on Craig. Oh. That is a good binding for Fogarty, but you can't max range bind Sivir because of the spell shield.
And Rob's going to sit there and wait for that mana to come in. But
Yep. And then this is one of those things where you can just see the difference of experience in the bot lane. Oh, Charlie cancels his ult.
Did he cancel it at all?
I think so. Unless it's way shorter than it used to be. Because it did almost nothing to Tanner. Fogarty using his pool to push the wave out. I'm not sure that's what they want to be doing at the moment.
I'd almost advise Fogarty just to back off and let Alex get some farm, get Tristana built up, kind of come in at a later game at this point.
We got some team fight happening. Sivir ulti. It's going to turn into...
A bit of a
Oh,
wasted
they
ultimate.
catch Tanner out.
They can pick up
Oh, and
Tanner.
they are going to melt Tanner there.
Be a dead
Kindred
Lulu.
ults, but it's not quite in range for Tanner. And they're just gonna... Blue team is gonna take the dragon here. It is an Earth Dragon. I forget what those are called.
Yeah, I believe it is Earth Dragon.
Well, it'll be Earth Drake at least. Because they're Cloud Drakes, Infernal Drakes, Ocean Drakes, and I forget what the Earth one is. They just clean that up. Very well played by Blue Team.
Craig put a little bit of hurt on Brian up top. Brian is keeping up in farm, only 5 behind.
Yeah. We're pretty even on farm everywhere except for bot lane. Ooh, Craig is these big plays on Brian, but Maokai just doesn't have the damage to make it happen at the moment.
Right there, Brian had a chance to put Maokai into the wall, and then could have walked away with less damage done.
Oh, Ben doesn't have any mana. Tim needs to turn it. Yeah.
I think if Tim's able to get up on him, he can probably pull this off.
Oh,
Ooh, Red's gonna get him. Yep.
red buff.
And he got it. All right. Got a Maokai.
I'm not sure if Ben was just baiting or Ben actually realized he didn't have any mana to stay in that. Kindred full health, full mana against Ben can't just continue to pound stances, which it limits his escape is a big part of it.
Absolutely. You can't keep switching between forms, getting that speed boost. And we're gonna have Craig just hanging out, letting that minion wave hit that tower. I'm interested to see when Fogarty and Alex decide to start roaming about, get a little more team fighting in, versus just farming.
After Brian's got his Spirit Visage.
Now, Rishi, I know you play a lot of Poppy. How useful is that Spirit Visage going to be for Brian going forward?
It's really useful against a Maokai and a lot of the damage coming out of Lulu and Morgana. So it'll help him survive against the pretty fed Lulu at this point, and in team fights it'll make him the tank, right? Because at this point on red side, the only physical damage coming out really is from Kindred. Kistana's a little behind.
We're going to see Blue putting some pressure on mid. They support Fiddlesticks hanging out bot, keeping them there.
Yep. I think this lane swap they're doing is pretty nice because Eddie can handle the two of them now they've broken the tower, and now we have Rob and Charlie in the mid putting pressure on Tanner.
Absolutely.
Ben is in their jungle, going to take the red buff or wait in the bush to get Tim again. One of the two. Tim's going down mid, so Ben is just going to take his red buff. Ooh, Craig's come down to make the... Oh! The flash doesn't work for Eddie, and that's probably going to... Oh, no. Eddie,
Eddie had that...
Eddie decides to take Alex Meyer with him.
Good to see for blue team. We're getting the ADC lockdown.
Brian's doing the right thing. Craig is out, so he's pushing.
Ooh. Rob is just putting the hurt on Kindred there.
Here comes a Udyr into a Lulu.
Oh, with the Malzahar ult.
Lulu.
That's going to be it for Tanner. Charlie using his ult perfectly to just hold Lulu down.
Unfortunately, there is a little displacement with Lulu's ult, so she was able to knock Ben out of that turret range, which may or may not have allowed him to take a little more damage on Ben, or inhibit his ability to push that forward.
Craig's, as usual, using his Craig Maokai skin. And this game is starting to look really in blue team's favor. They currently have a 4K gold advantage, even though they're only a kill up. Brian's going to take top tower here.
Spotted.
Nope, I lied.
Oh.
Ooh, this might be... That Spirit Visage really doing work on the Maokai damage here.
I don't...
Unless he has Flash ready, I don't know why he ran down the river rather than... Oh, he should have flashed over the wall.
Oh, there's the ult comes out way too late.
If he's running down the river, he should flash over the wall towards his tower or run to his tower. But running down the river aimlessly there is just not going to get a distance.
Absolutely.
Oh, and right there, he thought I charged it long enough. If he charged it a little bit longer, he would have gotten far enough to hit Kindred as well.
Kindred as well, yeah.
Alright, so Craig's pushing out top, getting some damage on the tower. Good to see. Got Lulu fighting off 3 attackers mid, but not gonna be able to do too much there. We got a second Earth Dragon up, so looks like blue team's gonna try to take that.
If I remember correctly, Earth Dragon helps you kill objectives, which is going to be notable for blue. They'll be bringing down towers and barons. So Kindred comes to check, checks, leaves. This is not going to be a good team fight for red, but it's happening anyway because of the Sivir ult. Kindred ults.
Kindred's not gonna be able to make it out of there.
Nope.
Even with the
Good Tristana ult, getting Udyr out of there. Fogarty needs to not stand in the Crow Storm.
Yeah, Brian pushing top here. Let's see if we can take that, put a little more pressure on red team to split up. They're gonna stay bot and kind of push that out. Looks like. Got Craig initiating, going on.
But I don't think they have. I just don't think they have the damage. They need to focus.
They got Udyr coming from behind. That was going to be a blue team fight. That's a dead Maokai as far as I am watching.
I'm sure Erdy can catch him. As behind as they are, I just don't think red team can team fight, which is not good for.
Absolutely, I haven't seen them group up too much and really use that to their advantage because
Lulu has a team fighting ult. Kindred's ult is also helpful. I guess they all have team fighting ults. They just need to be coordinated
see
there.
If Tristana could use her ult to push Udyr out of the equation, they could then peel off to that Sivir, try to get a little bit of damage down, but if you had the CC and Fiddlesticks and Malzahar, it's going to be hard to...
Yeah, the Malzahar has big CC, the Fiddlesticks has big CC, Udyr has bear stance, and Sivir, so they have a very disrupty team comp. Poppy has her ult. They have a very disrupty team comp, and the Sivir ult makes sure that these team fights will happen.
Oh, and Sivir's going to keep getting fed with that double kill. Taking out both of those off the good Poppy stun.
This leaves Rob right now at 5-0-3, pretty good. Charlie Summers at 2-0-2, proud of my pledge son there.
Rob is just not the person you want to see getting fed on that.
Oh, Rob just dancing his Sivir. Traditional Rob.
Absolutely. Work on tilting the other team as much as you can. Make that mental game very strong.
Ult pop from Craig, I think it was a little too early.
I think Craig is looking to initiate when they're 3v4 with some low health on their side.
Yeah,
Yep.
Well done, Rob.
Rob's going to clean it up.
Red team's in a weird spot because they have a very team fighty comp, but they don't have they're not positioned to team fight. And I think Rob's team just really shuts down their team fighty comp in that they have a very disruptive comp for team fights.
Absolutely. If anyone's going to throw in an ult, Blue team's just gonna match it by completely shutting down the champion.
Rob,
Rob's going
Rob,
to
Rob
shake
just
that tambourine.
pounding that dance.
Now, the trick is that any of Rob's characters are going to have a secret passive that would, as many times as he dances, it's going to affect the other team's champions.
For sure. For sure. It's tied to Rob's account. He paid some extra riot points for that.
He has paid a lot of riot points for that. Well, we have red minions really pushing up top.
Ooh, oh, what?
Oh, what?
That,
Nah.
ouch. Looks like Ben's gonna come up, finish that minion wave, try to avoid losing that tower. Nope.
It even did damagey, I agree. He smacked Sivir with that. Nah. Not as gratuitous as that Nautilus hit we saw earlier in this last season, but still a pretty gratuitous that should have stopped the recall.
Yeah. It's that spaghetti code coming out.
Mom spaghetti.
I'll be interested now because we have a 5-person red team squad running through the map. Blue team's still pretty.
Oh man, I hate that shit when they take they just leave one little shit in the camp. If you're gonna take my freaking camps, take the whole damn camp. Don't leave a little cinderling. Just give me the finger when I get to the red camp.
But that's exactly why junglers do it. So, their team looks at it and gets angry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, let me get red buff. I'm like, oh, red buff's gone. There's a cinderling. Like, I'm still here, nigga. And I'm like, get out.
That is a great play by blue team to tilt even our.
Yeah, the shoutcaster's tilted now.
That's it's really impressive.
Oh,
We're
that
baby rot, the ZZ rot, and Brian's gonna miss the rot with that charge, unfortunately.
There's a rare thing in our PKS LCS, a well-placed ZZ rot.
I want the mentality, once your tower switching, you just literally put it right outside tower hitting range.
Just keep little minions coming in, eating a tower shot or two. And we got a third Earth Drake.
This is ridiculous.
RNG is killing it.
They take it super quick because of the two Earth Dragons they already have. And now they're just gonna go to town on these towers with 3 Earth Drakes.
And that's gonna...
Oh, let me click on one of these. Ah, it's a Mountain Drake. Yep.
Drake.
They now deal 30% extra damage to epic monsters and towers as true damage.
That is absolutely disgusting.
That is absolutely what the blue team needs right now.
Finish up that game here. We're going off the bot turret here. Ben's just gonna sit there, eat a couple of spells. It's interesting to see how.
Whoa! Kindred executed to Super.
That is a rough way to end it.
Yeah, red team had a team fighty comp, but they got behind, and then just the blue team's team is so disruptive and so all over the place that it's.
Well, and you see there's a snowballed bot lane.
Ooh, that is a good catch by Brian Collins. Just slam right into the Brian. Rob here going 606. Charlie Summers with that Colorado area code 303.
Absolutely.
Kindred ult in your own fountain. If that's not symbolic of how this game snowballed, I don't know what is. And
well, that is a great game by both teams. Blue team really pulled out a dominant victory, it seems like.
Really back and forth.
We have a Tanner coming in, and Rob. Got the 2 captains sitting in our chat. How do you guys feel like it went?
So Tanner, you first,
Rob,
since your team didn't. So what could you have done better, Tanner?
Picked Annie, I think.
What were the issues you were seeing against Rob's team?
So like we had our two worst against our two best, and we didn't expect that, or against our two best.
Sure, the bot lane.
Yeah, and we had no clue that was gonna happen. So it threw
Sure.
me off.
I think we were saying through the game, your team had a very team fight kind of composition, which got messed up by their. It snowballed a little bit early, and then they have a very disruptive comp for those team fights.
Yeah, exactly. And just no one had the farm in order to fight.
Mm-hmm. And Rob,
Hello.
so congratulations on the win. What do you feel was the point where it all came together?
I don't think there is really a point. It's just kind of a gradual kind of thing. We realized that Tanner was not going a carry mid per se, but a utility mid, so we kind of just had to win all the other lanes to do well.
Sure. And then the big sort of thing that started to make the game snowball in your favor. Once you took that tower bot, you rotated mid, and then it was you and Charlie mid with Eddie solo bot. What made you guys decide to do that play?
Well, we were so far ahead bottom that Eddie could basically take on the two of them by himself. So there was no reason for me not to go mid.
Sure. I think if us as shoutcasters had to pick a point where it really went to your favor, it was that the lane rotation. Would you agree, Braden?
Absolutely. I think the damage coming out of you, Rob, going in mid, Tanner, it didn't seem like you had really. Your team wasn't there to back you up. You didn't really have a good answer for those two.
So I think a very good game all around. It ended up going super far in Rob's favor. You can see Rob and Charlie didn't die. Final kills 14-5 with a 13.5k gold advantage. So first game of summer season goes to Rob's team, who none of them have their clan tag. Rob, what's your team name?
Option game.
Wow.
That's the one.
RNG, alright. So RNG picks up the win.
Raging Noxian Gaze pick up the first win.
Represent love.
Percent.
By the way, Christian, all the names are on the right of Discord.
Oh yeah, I agree.